Judges play a vital role in workers' compensation cases, but do you actually know what they can do or what they can't do? Well, Catherine Stone from Injury Florida Law is here to help us understand. Welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
Honestly, I'm assuming this is coming from some question or some situation.
Of course, you know, from the viewers that turn into clients to, you know, clients that, you know, I've had before, and then they come back when they have another issue. And workers' comp is very different. You know, everyone watches TV and we watch the courtroom dramas and we see the judges and the juries.
Right.
Workers' comp is not like that. Workers' comp is under the administrative law. And so there are no juries. That's first and foremost that people have to understand. And then under the rules, we talk a lot about the work comp rules and how restrictive they are. Well, they're also restrictive on what the judges of compensation claims, that's what they're called, are allowed to adjudicate. In other words, what they are allowed to rule on. So in order to get in front of a judge, we have to file what's called a petition for benefits. And we don't do that unless we contend that you have not been provided some benefit under the workers' comp system. Lost wages, medical care, whatever it may be. Doctor says you need to go to this person, carrier, it's been 30 days and you still haven't seen that doctor. You haven't gotten your medicine, whatever it may be. Mileage, lost wages, even trying to get the accident accepted as compensable. Those are the types of things that we can file a petition for benefits for. The judge can only rule on what's in those petition for benefits. And the question I get most oftentimes is the person is upset with the system. They're upset with how things are going, not from my end, but just they are frustrated with the system.
Right.
And, you know, as I tell them, I can only do so much within the system. And the question I get the most is, well, I'll just go take this to the judge. What are you taking to the judge? Well, this isn't fair. Well, we can't take this isn't fair to the judge. The other question I get is, well, I think my case is worth X. Take it to the judge. I want the judge to tell me how much my case is worth. The judges cannot determine how much your case is worth for settlement purposes. That's between the two parties. That's between the employer, carrier, and the injured worker. And it's voluntary. I can't force the employer carrier to pay a certain amount, just like they can't force my client to accept a certain amount. It's completely voluntary. The only thing the judge of compensation claims does is reviews a motion for approval of attorney's fees and cost. So the judge is only looking at how much is the settlement, how much are the fees, making sure that they're, you know, adhere to the rules, and the cost, making sure that those are appropriate. If there's any child support or alimony orders out there, a portion of your settlement may go towards that. Judge has to rule upon that. But that's all. They're not telling the employer carrier, I think you should pay $10,000 to this person because of his injuries. It doesn't work that way. So what you're saying is they just basically oversee and make sure that everyone is agreeing and making sure everyone's playing nice on the playground. And they also are making sure that claimants' attorneys are not taking more from settlements than they're entitled to take. So we are under, and that's what I also tell clients all the time is, look, we're under scrutiny with every single case from the judges to make sure that we are doing what we are allowed to do and we're not taking more from you than is allowed. Yeah.
I was saying, you've been here for a while. I've never known that. Actually, that you're
one of the few areas of law that, you know, cost, you know, we take these on a contingency basis and we front costs for the cases. Those typically are covered by the attorney-client privilege, but in workers' compensation, and part of my contract with the client is an acknowledgement that they acknowledge that the cost is not protected by the attorney-client privilege.
That's really interesting. And so again, these judges, these people think that they're the ones making the decisions. They are just overseeing.
They are overseeing and they are determining whether or not the benefit that you're asking for is you are entitled to under the law, and then they can order the employer carrier to do something. Now they can also order claimants, injured workers, to produce documentation. I've had clients not want to produce banking records, which are sometimes at issue, how much someone has earned. You know, they don't want to answer questions in a deposition. the judge can rule on what you have to produce and what you have to do.
And again, that goes back to that the form that you fill, that
Yes.
box that is workers. It is not the Catherine Stone box.
No,
it is the box
I don't make
for
the
workers'
rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Well, as always, if you have questions about workers' compensation or anything else, Catherine Stone and her team would love to chat with you. There's the phone number, there's the website, and of course the address is all on your screen.